Gather the Spirit, harvest the power. Our separate fires will kindle one flame. Witness the mystery of this hour. Our trials in this light appear all the same. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. As you come into your seats, please join us in singing Gather the Spirit. Gather the Spirit, harvest the power, our step was all we lay laid in store, nurtured in love and conscience refined, with body and spirit united once more. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again. Gather the Spirit, growing in awe, drawn by the moon and fed by the sun, winter to spring and summer to fall, the chorus of life resounding as one. Gather in peace, gather in thanks, gather in sympathy now and then, gather in hope, compassion and strength, gather to celebrate once again.
Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt, marvelous error, that a spring was breaking out in my heart. I said, along which secret aqueduct, O water, are you coming to me? Water of a new life that I have never drunk. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt, marvelous error, that I had a beehive here inside my heart, and the golden bees were making white combs and sweet honey from my old failures. Last night, as I was sleeping, I dreamt, marvelous error, that a fiery sun was giving light inside my heart. It was fiery because I felt warmth as from a hearth, and sun because it gave light and brought tears to my eyes. Last night, as I slept, I dreamt, marvelous error, that it was God I had here inside my heart. Won't you join us in the lighting of the chalice with these words that bring us all together in one space and time. We kindle this flame, symbol of our faith, for the light of truth, the warmth of community, and the fire of love, which calls us to work for justice.
Good morning. Oh, come on. Thank you. My name is Barbara, and I use the pronouns she, her, although I find myself inspired by the non-binary concept, and I'm really unfolding to see myself as they. But that exploration is for another time. Welcome to Valley Unitarian Universalist Congregation and this sacred space. It's my pleasure to welcome everyone present with us today, including those of you in person, as well as those of you who are viewing online. We're honored you're here to worship with us and welcome you, respecting your age and able-bodiedness, your spiritual beliefs, your religious background, your family, economic status, and political affiliation. It's true, really. We respect your way of loving wherever you are on your life's journey. We welcome you to this space of love and community. Let this time together be a coming together to honor diversity in all its forms and to welcome each other with openness, compassion, and care. Now let's welcome each other, both analog and digital. And for those of you here in person, you can look over at that camera and give a wave to everyone online. And those of you online can wave back. The little, yeah, we've got people showing up in the little thumbnails. Anyway, hello everybody. Be still my heart. We're always delighted to welcome guests among us. And for those of you visiting today, either online or in person, we invite you to raise your hand or even stand so that we can greet you now and after the service. And for those of you attending online, you can wave your hand or use the little hand, holding up your hand icon. Do we have visitors, guests today? And so for those of you attending in person and want to know more about Unitarian Universalism or Valley UU, you can join the Welcome Circle that will form after the service. Just look for the Welcome Circle sign and join up. Or if you can also just talk to any of us. We're a really Gabby-friendly group of people, so don't hesitate to talk to anybody. And for those of you attending online, there will be a Zoom discussion afterwards that you can attend. And if you come with a burden that you'd like to share with someone, a trained pastoral care associate will be available after the service, both in person and online. Our pastoral care associate in person today is Janet Cantley. Janet's right here, and she will be waiting for you at the front of this sanctuary on your right. And if you're on Zoom, it will be Daniel Schulte, who's available immediately following the service, and you can send him a chat message, and then the two of you can get together in a private way. And lay pastoral care associates are always available via email. You can send them an email at pastoralcare@vuu.org. And also for those of you here in the sanctuary, there is a quiet room on your right to use during the service for anyone needing a timeout. It's soundproofed and has a speaker so you won't miss anything, unless of course your timeout is taking your mind away. And in our pulpit today is our newly called minister, although it seems like she's been here for my whole life, the Reverend Sarah Oglesby Dunnigan. And I mean that because she just fit right in right away. So welcome, Sarah. And the topic of thank you. And the topic of the service today, including her reflection, is make this place your home, dreaming together. And we'll also kick off the Thanksgiving week by celebrating together with our annual cornbread and juice communion. Blessed be.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Katie Seifert, and I'm the Director of Music Ministries. So lovely to be with you. We've had a little technical challenges with our audio equipment. Are you feeling good about it now? Okay, we are back on track. Don't know if you noticed that with the first song, but we were just talking. We only have one more time to play together with the current equipment. So soon we will have new equipment, and we are excited. So speaking of making this place our home, we are going to sing Home by Philip Phillips. This is a song that several of you approached both Reverend Sarah and I and said, this should be our anthem of the year. And we couldn't agree more. So please stand in body or in spirit and sing this song with us.
Hold on to me as we go, as we roll down this unfamiliar road. And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your own. So now it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home.
Good morning, everyone. I am Marcy Bodwin. I'm your Director of Faith Formation Ministry, and I use the she, her pronouns. So before I call the kids up today, I want to talk to the adults and the kids for just a minute. Because this is the weekend before Thanksgiving, and this is all about being home and welcoming other people into our home, we're doing something a little different today. So first, kids, I want you to notice that there's tables set up here. This is not for us. We are going to have our special snack back in our classrooms, but there's juice on these tables, so you want to make sure you don't bump the tables, okay, when you come up to sit. And there's also, oddly, like just a naked table up here. Huh. Yeah, very good. So one of the things that happens around Thanksgiving is we think about what we can do to help other people. So Reverend Sarah and I thought that maybe the kids could help us set the table for Thanksgiving. So under the chairs out there in 12 different places are all the things we need to set the tables. So grown-ups, if you could have a peek but not touch, then you at least know where to direct kids to. And any kids that can, if you'll go to one of the places and bring some of the things from underneath the seats. So go ahead and go find something and bring it up here. Maybe just one thing at a time, each of you. We have candles. What should we? Oh, look what Stone has. Stone has a candle holder. I think we need a tablecloth. Is there a tablecloth anywhere? A green tablecloth? Oh, we've got it. All right. And I think we have plates. I see Tessa has some plates, and so does Christian. Let's see if we can put the plates up, okay, guys?
Let's sing "Oh, We Give Thanks" as the kids set the table. Oh, we give thanks.
Oh, we give thanks
For this precious day.
for this precious day,
For all gathered
for
here.
all gathered here,
And those far away.
and those far away.
For this time we share.
For this time we share
With love and care.
with love and care.
Oh, we give thanks.
Oh, we give thanks
For this precious day.
for this precious day.
Oh, we give
Oh, we
thanks.
give thanks
For this precious
for
day.
this precious day.
For all gathered
For all
here.
gathered here,
And those far away.
those far away.
For this time we share.
For this time we share
With love and care.
with love and care.
Oh, we give
Oh,
thanks.
we give thanks
For this precious day.
for this precious day.
Oh, we give
Oh, we
thanks.
give thanks
For this precious day.
for this precious day.
For all gathered
For all
here.
gathered here,
And those far away.
and those far away.
For this time we share.
For this time we share
With love and care.
with love and care.
Oh, we give
Oh,
thanks.
we give thanks
For this precious day.
for this precious day.
Well, those of you that know me know that I'm a big crybaby, but I wasn't expecting this one to make me teary. That was beautiful, guys. You should see the folded napkins and the silverware set just right. You guys did an amazing job. Thank you so much for giving of yourselves and for helping. So for our Time for All Ages today, we added in this great video. If any of you know the work by Nemo Patel, the Empty Hands videos, if you don't know him, when you go home, get lost in your computer and look at all the beautiful, beautiful music he makes. But we have a video today. It has the lyrics with it so you can sing along, but it's talking about how we help each other and how we can do things for each other. So we're ready for that video.
Pain, and though I can't fly, I can do my little part here before I die. Yeah, brother, I may not win the Nobel Prize, but at least I can try to be a little more kind, spend a little more time in my changing life. Yeah, like giving a hug when somebody is down there, feeding a soul when there's nobody around. Yeah, small things that can change the sound and the vibe of the spirit that can change the town. Yeah, started small, now it's touched the crowd. The crowd is growing, now the word is out that if we all do our parts, we can touch the clouds. Without a cape and a mask, we can touch the clouds. Yeah. We don't have to leap tall buildings in a single bound. There's a lot of good that we can do standing on the ground. We don't need a jetpack suit to take us to the clouds. It's up to me and you. Things that make a difference, and all the power's locked within us. All we gotta do is find the key and turn the latch and set it free. Yeah, we don't need to be fast and strong, cause a kind word can go a long way. Help someone whose faith is gone to get back up and carry on. Maybe it's too hard to understand, think it's too much for us to handle, but I promise you that you can, cause you don't need to be a Superman. It's up to me and you. Right here, right now. Giving us love when somebody is down, feeding the soul when there's nobody around. Small things that can change the sound and the vibe of the spirit that can change the town. Started small, then we touched the crowd. The crowd is growing, now the word is out that if we all do our parts, we can touch the clouds. Without a cape and a mask, we can touch the clouds. Yeah.
Sorry, that version did not have the lyrics, but what a great video, right? So he was talking about how we can all be superheroes. What did you see in that video? What did you see them doing? Oh my goodness, saving a little duck out of the drain, right? What else did you see?
Helping getting trash out of the earth.
Picking up the trash off the earth, yeah. Who else saw something else? What'd you see, Audrey? Giving people food, that can be really important. Yes, Ian, what'd you see?
Giving free hugs.
Hugs, easy to give, right? That doesn't cost anything. What else? That person who climbed up the outside of the building to save that baby was about to fall. That was a little scary for me. Do you guys think you can you climb a building? Yeah. Yes? All right. Can you give hugs to people to make them feel better? Can you set a table to help people make their life a little easier? Yes, you all can. Are there ways in your life that you can help people that I didn't think of? What do you think? Do you help people at school at all? What do you do? What do you do?
Sometimes, if you're lonely, I can look there.
If somebody's lonely, you can play with them. That's a very important. If they're hurt, yeah, taking care of other people is really important ways for us to be kind to other people, even if we don't wear capes and masks, right? We can be. You want to wear a cape and mask? Yeah, that's always cool too. All right. I think we are going to sing the children out now. So if the grown-ups will form our bridge of loves, and guys, we're going to go out through the glass doors and meet our teachers in the back.
Dear friend, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasure. I love you so. Dear friend, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasure. I love you so. Dear friend, let me tell you how I feel. You have given me such treasure. I love you so.
Take a moment to regather ourselves into a space where our youth have left with their own cornbread and juice for their own rituals. But they've left us here with a beautiful metaphor. These words from Maureen Killoran: holy is this place. Blessed is this ground on which we stand. Holy is this place. Holy are the places of memory, the places which have formed us, where we store the icons of success and shattered dreams and gather threads and pieces of what we would become. Holy are the places of memory. Holy are the places of dream, the places over the rainbow, where all children are wanted and all people are fed, where colors are the source of celebration and youth and age come to the table as one. Holy are the places of dream. Holy are the places of change and pain, the places of our struggle, where the rivers of our lives run white and fast, and we hold on and grow. Holy are the places of change and pain. Holy are the places of connection, the places where we risk ourselves, where hands, touch souls, touch minds, and in awareness still, we change our lives. Holy are the places of connection. Holy are the places of becoming, the places of clear vision, where life and world are intertwined and we can see forever in this moment and give thanks. Holy are the places of becoming. Blessed is the ground on which we stand. Holy and whole making is this place. Amen. Today is Transgender Day of Remembrance, a day which many of us take time to remember those transgender people in our communities who have died either through suicide or homicide over the last year. We say their names and recommit ourselves to building a world where these members of our communities have full access to a life of dignity, love, and joy. And this morning, I woke up to the news of yet another mass shooting, another one aimed at the LGBTQ community in Colorado Springs, a place I have lived. We're still learning what happened there. But what I know is that while my own transgender child is enjoying a community of friends and mentors this weekend who have brought him resources and friendship and joyful learning, I am reminded that we have so much more work to do to create the kind of community we need to be fully human in. So today I will light a candle for those who died last night and over the last year as a result of hatred and intolerance. And my prayer is that we will do better. And I invite each of you during this time, if you like, if there's something in your heart, a grief or a joy, that if you would like to light a candle or add a drop of water to the fountain or move a stone, that you may do so during this time. These rituals hold our prayers, our hopes, our grief, and the mysteries of life that call to us for deeper understanding and connection. The elements of life hold us on this journey and offer us grounding and renewal. And as we do this, we will have music to hold us, and then we'll be invited to sing together as well.
singing with us, Blue Bow Home.
Go below me, I feel no motion. Standing on these mountains and plains, far away from the rolling ocean. Still my dryland heart can say, I've been sailing all my life now. Never harbor nor port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home. Set my sail and move my rudder as I ply the starry sea, leaning over the edge in wonder, casting questions into the deep, drifting here with my ship's companion, all we kindred pilgrim souls, making our way by the lights of the heavens in our beautiful blue boat home. I give thanks to the waves upholding me, hail the great winds urging me on, greet the infinite sea before me, sing the sky my sailor song. I was born upon the fathoms, never harbor or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my blue boat home.
Today, we celebrate this ground made holy by our gathering. We celebrate this ordinary place made extraordinary by the history of your presence. It has a strange power to spring in our hearts like the water of new life, to offer healing that makes sweet honey of our failures and our desire to do better, to be more loving and kind. We pray that we will be filled with the kind of light and warmth that will allow us to be brave and resilient, to be vulnerable and restored by a vision of the holy, which we find over and over again inside our own hearts, radiating and thrumming with life. Since I've been here, this congregation has set a beautiful table for me and for each other, with elements that are both nourishing and healing. This table setting has included traditions that have become important to the life of this congregation, as well as new elements that represent the relationships and possibilities we are developing ministry together. At this table, Valley Unitarian Universalist has invited me into a conversation about the future of our shared ministry and how we will live our mission together, whether it is in reimagining what's on the table, or how it is decorated, or what might be served from this table. From your desire to transform this space in ways that are hospitable and useful to others, and in ways that allow us to share music and ritual and conversations that nourish and energize us, you have brought a commitment to ministry that is as refreshing as a pitcher of cold water or apple juice on the table, and as nourishing as a meal made from old family recipes. It's also as diverse as a potluck meant to feed everyone who arrives at the table. There's something for no one, for something for everyone, something for everyone, and no one will walk from this table hungry or thirsty. We will serve all who arrive at this table and learn as we go to meet different needs for sustenance and renewal, and we'll laugh together too. If you're new to Valley Unitarian Universalist, I want you to know that I have been served at this table, and you will be too. This is what David Brooks would call a thick institution. He says that a thick institution is not one that people use instrumentally to get a degree or to earn a salary. A thick institution becomes part of a person's identity and engages the whole person, head, hands, heart, and soul. As a spiritual home, VUU is a place where we hope you are able to explore your own answers to questions about the meaning and purpose of life and about your relationship with the people and the world around you. We hope you'll find here a place of refuge and healing, a place where you'll meet people with whom you can build a capacity for vulnerability and self-reflection. Thick institutions have a different moral ecology. People tend to like the version of themselves that is called forth. There's an intimacy, an identity born out of common love. At this table, the meal is always more than a meal. It is a chance to tell stories, sing songs, listen and serve others, try new things, make mistakes, and share a prayer when we light the candles that no one will leave hungry. This is a place where in building community, we also build a shared sense of purpose and meaning that allows us to act in the world together, with and for people we may not know as well, but whom we set a place for anyway. In this congregational home, we are also developing a capacity to create lasting structures together that serve our needs now and into the future, but also the needs that we are serving together beyond this campus, with partners who share a vision for what might be and how we can work together. We're developing our capacity to be agents of change and to be listeners for truth, to share and hear stories of the world as it is and the world as we hope it might be. It's a recipe book that's being added to. And as we add recipes, we are also adding to the pantry and the shelf of spices, planning future meals and learning new ways to nourish each other. This meal we are preparing together has a strange power to spring in our hearts, like the water of new life, to offer healing that makes sweet honey of our failures and our desire to do better, to be more loving and kind, to be resilient and just. At this table, we're also teaching each other and learning from one another. You are teaching me your history, sharing the recipes of meals you remember and times you felt deeply nourished, as well as times you found the table empty with no place setting for you. We're also learning to compost and to plant seeds of a garden we will harvest together someday, growing the ingredients of some future meal that will satiate our current hunger. In this spiritual home, we are sharing the tasks of preparing these meals, the planning and the purchasing, the planting and the tending, the chopping and the blending, the baking and the cooling. Now, my first culinary lessons in congregational life came when I volunteered to work with the middle school classroom and to serve on the board of trustees. I wasn't particularly great at either at first. I was a terrible board secretary, and I had no idea how truly important the role of a board member is. I'm sure I didn't understand as a 23-year-old what fiduciary responsibility meant, for example. If serving on the board was a souffle, my efforts definitely fell flat the first time. I think I was reasonably good at following a curriculum, the recipe I was given with the teenagers I worked with. In my first congregational home, I contributed to planning and leading Sunday services, and I helped run fundraisers. I learned to talk about our mission and vision and to understand their relationship to my own growth and the growth of others. I participated in small group ministry that led me deep into my understanding of the feminine divine and that changed my understanding of my own power and the possibilities for my leadership. I participated in regional gatherings of UUs, and I learned more about what our congregations have in common and how we could build networks and larger frameworks together that would carry our vision for our capacity and change. These sometimes formed into new organizations that would work for justice, like UJazz does, or provide affordable housing, or create spaces for youth and families to grow together. Sometimes we just showed up to sing together, or protest together, or write letters, or raise money together. Here's what I know. This spiritual home is a place of nurturing and healing, but it's also a place of planning and strategizing and reflection. It's a home, but it's also an organization working for justice and a place for retreat and renewal. It's a place where we engage in civic life, where we learn about the issues and leaders in our community and think about how our political and organizational power might add the needed ingredients to address the hunger in our communities. This fall, we had organizations that were phone banking and canvassing in this space, and we had school board candidates share their visions for our community. It's a place of fun and friendship too, where we find ways to share our hobbies and interests and personal struggles. And last night, we combined food and fun to chilioke together. Some of you missed some of my excellent renditions of Al Green. There were some other amazing performances. So we do all of those things while building the resources we need to keep bringing meals to this table. It's a bridge from and back into larger communities, and it's also a safe house. In this room, once or twice a week, we house people in need of shelter and provide meals to fill their bodies and spirits with sustenance to make it another day. The last 2 weekends, it's also been a place of wedding celebrations. It's a place where our anger and our pain can be the foundation for organized action and for a renewed spirit of caring for others who arrive at the door. The meals at this table have a strange power to spring in our hearts like the water of new life, to offer healing that makes sweet honey of our failures and our desire to do better, to be more loving and kind, to be resilient and just. So today we celebrate and invite you to join us at the table because this marvelous illusion, this dream and vision reminds us that this is holy ground, which we have blessed with our tears, our communion of souls. We have blessed it by being here and sharing life's challenges and opportunities, by wrestling with the holy, by sharing the fruits of our labor and making room for all at the table we have set. This is a place of becoming, where we grow together and dream of who we want to be, our marvelous vision of the possibilities we bring each time we arrive. Over and over again, we will set the table for each other, making room for and preparing to share with one another and to receive from one another. From old traditions in which we find new meaning, we create new ways to remember and to recreate what we need to sustain ourselves and each other. We add new ingredients, we subtract ingredients. We invest this sustenance with the necessary heat to bake love into each bite. With each bite, may we drink in the sweet nectar of life, with our gratitude echoing a chorus of remembrance.
We're kicking off the Thanksgiving season with our annual Communion of Thanksgiving today. 17 years ago, when we first started this tradition, I couldn't even say the word communion because of the meaning that came from my religion of origin, where communion was a solemn affair and everyone was really quiet. I suppose it was meant to be a time to reflect in prayer and meditation. Oops, no, it wouldn't be meditation. It would definitely only be prayer. But for me, it seemed like everyone was just holding their breath to keep from laughing as they waited for the thimble-sized nip of wine they were about to receive. For me, it seemed to reinforce separation. But our communion of Thanksgiving is a time of coming together and celebrating and blessing each other. So please feel free to be joyful, not solemn, and dance if you're so inspired. I want to see you dancing in the street. Now, this service has become one of my favorites, and through it, I have come to appreciate and create a deeper meaning for myself, one in which we take time to honor each other and symbolically break bread together in celebration of life and our relationship with each other. This year, that deeper meaning is even sweeter given the COVID isolation from which we're escaping. No, bursting, I guess. I was invited to create this ritual by Reverend Luna Jensen, our minister at the time, for the Sunday after Thanksgiving, because she planned to be out of town for the week and wanted us to offer something special for that Sunday. It received a lovely welcome, and so we did it again the next year, and the next year, and so it has become an annual service. We, at the time, called it Harvest of the Spirit. And then our next settled minister, Reverend Andy Burnett, loved the idea and wanted to be part of the ritual, so we switched the timing to the beginning of the Thanksgiving week and changed the name to Communion of Thanksgiving. 2 years ago, because of the COVID lockdown, we organized a Communion of Thanksgiving drive-through. And then last year, because we were still emerging from the cocoon, we set up tables outside and had the communion after service. Today, Reverend Sarah and Marcy designed a way for the kids to be involved, which makes it even so much better. I mean, their energy up there was just so sweet. And in our communion of Thanksgiving, we take time to give thanks for this day and for these people and all the people who have enriched our lives, to give thanks for the gift of life, its struggles and its triumphs. We give thanks for love, which created us, which renews us, and links us to others. We give thanks for the spirit of creativity that inspires and encourages. We give thanks by giving to others in return for all that we have received. As we enter into the ritual, we invite you to put away the pressures of the world that ask us to perform, to take up masks, to put on brave fronts. Silence the voices that ask you to be perfect. This is a community of compassion and welcoming. You do not have to do anything to earn the love contained within these walls. You do not have to be braver, smarter, stronger, better than you are in this moment to belong here with us. You need only bring the gift of your presence, your seeking mind, your open heart. Bring all that you are and all that you love. Let's share ourselves with each other. And now Bobby will join me and we will present our liturgy. So we'll begin the communion with a litany. After every phrase read by either by me and Bobby, please respond with, "We give thanks this day." Let's try it now. We give thanks this day. Spot on.
For our community gathered here, for the Spirit that called us together and drew us to this place.
We give thanks this day.
For moments we have shared with each other, for times when we have reached out across barriers of distance and fear, for times when others have reached out to us, for moments when we have discovered another along our path.
We give thanks this day for this community of celebration and growth, introspection and solitude, and for these moments of that peace which passes all understanding. We give thanks this day.
For our gathering together out of distant places, for our weaving together out of many separate selves, this hour of celebration and worship.
We give thanks this day. For the blessing of food, a need shared by everyone, rich or poor, young or old, and all points in between. We give thanks this day.
For the abundance of that food, which brings with it the promise of the hungry being fed. We have enough to feed all who are hungry if we decide to do so. For the promise of the justice we shall continue to work to create.
We give thanks this day. Please come forward now down the center aisle, row by row, beginning with the first rows. Gather your cornbread and juice, and then return to your seat using the outer aisles. Come, let us celebrate the human spirit and all the gifts of the earth. Please use a napkin to pick up your piece of cornbread. And if you are online, please join us with your own bread and beverage.
And please don't forget to dance.
And if you can't come forward today, Reverend Sarah will serve you. Just raise your hand.
Earth, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be sanctuary for you. Earth, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary. thanksgiving. I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Earth, prepare me to be a sanctuary, pure and holy, tried and true. With thanksgiving, I'll be a living sanctuary for you. Our hands will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless the land. Our hearts will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless this land. Sing with us if you're able. For peace and justice, our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless the land. Our hands will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless the land. Our hands will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless the land. Our hands will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless the land. Our hands will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless the land. Our hands will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless the land. Our hands will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast. Just our voices now. Our hands will work for peace and justice. Our hands will work to heal the land. Gather round the harvest table. Let us feast and bless the land.
We do have communion also for our musicians.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our hands will work for peace and justice.
And now it is time to take up the offering. We gather in community to celebrate the glories and the mysteries of this great gift of life. Let us give that we may rejoice in this community of love that our gifts sustain. And the ushers will now pass the donation plates. However, there are many ways that you can donate to VUU, which are detailed on the slide. And thank you so much for all your generosity.
I usually play music, but I'm still chewing the cornbread. It's delicious. Thank you to those who made it. We're going to play a song for you from The Greatest Showman. How many of you have seen that movie? Okay, I need more hands raised next time I ask that question. It is a beautiful movie with incredible music, with so many messages and principles that align with who we are. And this song, I've always done this song with children singing with me. So I may get teared up because I always picture them, even if they're not with me. But children really help us to dream big, and to see things before we walk through the door to make it a reality. So this song is to encourage us to dream, to have a million dreams.
I close my eyes and I can see the world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home.
They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design.
'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. The special things that I compile, each one is there to make you smile on a rainy day.
They can say that it all sounds crazy. They can say that they lost her friends. But I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the greatest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make.
However big, however small, let me be a part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see.
Every night I lie in bed, the greatest colors fill my head.
A million dreams are keeping me awake.
A million dreams.
I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams
For the world we're gonna make.
for the world we're gonna make.
That was so beautiful. Thank you. Our closing words are written by the poet Joy Harjo. It's called Perhaps the World Ends Here. The world begins at a kitchen table. No matter what, we must eat to live. The gifts of earth are brought and prepared, set on the table. So it has been since creation, and it will go on. We chase chickens or dogs away from it. Babies teethe on the corners. They scrape their knees under it. It is here that children are given instructions on what it means to be human. We make men at it. We make women. At this table, we gossip, recall enemies and the ghosts of lovers. Our dreams drink coffee with us as they put their arms around our children. They laugh with us at our poor, falling down selves, and as we put ourselves back together once again at the table. This table has been a house in the rain, an umbrella in the sun. Wars have begun and ended at this table. It is a place to hide in the shadow of terror, a place to celebrate the terrible victory. We have given birth on this table and have prepared our parents for burial here. At this table, we sing with joy, with sorrow. We pray of suffering and remorse. We give thanks. Perhaps the world will end at a kitchen table while we are laughing and crying, eating that last sweet bite. Blessed be.
All right, do you feel like singing more? Yes, let's close with our hymn, We Laugh, We Cry. And we're actually going to do all 4 verses because that's what's on the slides. So please stand in body or in spirit and join me for We Laugh, We Cry. We laugh, we cry, we live, we die, we dance, we sing our song. We need to feel there's something here to which we can belong. We need to feel the freedom just to have some time alone. But most of all, we need close friends we can call our very own. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a need to be together. We have our hearts to give. We have our hearts to receive. And we believe that sharing is an answer. A child is born among us, and we feel a special glow. We see time's endless journey as we watch the baby grow. We thrill to hear imagination freely running wild. We dedicate our minds and hearts to the spirit of this child. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a time to be together. And with the grace of age, we share the wonder of youth. And we believe that growing is an answer. Our lives are full of wonder, and our time is very brief. The death of one among us fills us all with pain and grief. But as we live, so shall we die. And when our lives are done, the memories we shared with friends, they will linger on and on. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found a place to be together. And we have right to grow. We have the gift to believe that within our living is an answer. We seek elusive answers to the questions of this life. We seek to put an end to all the waste of human strife. We search for truth, equality, and blessed peace of mind. And then we come together here to make sense of what we find. And we believe in life and in the strength of love. And we have found our joy being together. And in our search for peace, maybe we'll finally see, even to question truly is an answer.
You can remain standing while we say these words to extinguish our chalice. Though we extinguish the chalice, our connection to each other and this community remains. This light guide us this week as we walk the path of justice, speak words of love, and fill our world with compassion until we meet again. Go in peace, but stay for one quick moment. You can be seated. I want the folks who've been part of the UU the Vote to come forward. We've had an amazing team. Let's give them a round of applause. As you may know, since early June, Valley UU has been participating in UU the Vote with the goal of becoming, as John Lewis called it, a good trouble congregation. The environmental action team shifted focus from the 7th principle to the 5th to address the issue of dire importance, the dissonance existing among our elected officials. There was recognition that the biggest power we have is the vote to address issues that require serious fact-based debate and action. And in fact, our 5th principle affects all else in our world, including the 7th principle and respect for the interdependent web of which we are all a part, and all of the action we might take to preserve our earth for future generations. VUU rose to the occasion, can you tell? Look at this amazing team. So today we're inviting you to celebrate with us in a special luncheon, but I want to tell you exactly what it is we're celebrating because it's extraordinary. Today we're celebrating that 123 of you signed up to participate in UU the Vote. 25% of our congregation completed a UU the Vote action. That means that you wrote letters and postcards, you knocked on doors, you made phone calls, you did text banking, sat for hours to get petitions signed, worked at the polls on or before Election Day. And I can say in my own household alone, my mom did a ton of that stuff. You don't see her here, but that's what she was doing this whole time. We collectively mailed over 4,903 letters and postcards. These got sent to low efficacy voters, folks who might not have voted if you hadn't sent them. And you all collected nearly 400 signatures for ballot petitions on an urgent basis of an SOS. You spent 110 hours working at the polls as workers, monitors, and watchers. I was one of those. And in addition to time spent on these activities, you spent more than 400 hours on electoral work with candidates and organizations to encourage citizens to vote in this very important election in our democracy. Congratulations on the work you did. I think I can say we have a congregation full of great troublemakers. I also spent the week working with VIP in a special training for organizing, and we did an action this week that was amazing. We had over 100 people show up for that, multiple organizations making a commitment to issues around affordable housing and mental health in our community. I can't wait for you to hear more about that. If you're part of that group, raise your hand too. Bill Elliott and Barb were big parts of that. Folks down here, tons of people. Look around the room, they're raising their hands. This is also good trouble, and I thank you for being part of it. So what do we do when you probably got this metaphor. It was very clear. What do we do when we celebrate? We eat. Yes, we eat. So our folks who got us into good trouble also give us good food, and they've set out a special luncheon for you on the patio. They invite you to partake of that, no matter what you did. Even if you're just cheering us on, that was enough. So we thank you for your support. You can come back in the sanctuary and eat here, where VUU Jazz will be meeting, led by Ann Schneider. And, so eat and come talk about how we keep making good trouble together. Yes. Also, there are trash cans set outside here for you to put your implements of your communion away. Don't leave them in your chairs, please. All right. Traveling music we go. Y'all are awesome. I used to say in the day, you rock. Thank you. Thank you for all you've done. Eat more cornbread.
To me as we go, as we roll this unfamiliar road.
And although this wave is stringing us along, just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home. Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. Trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home.
Okay.
Settle down, it'll all be clear. Don't pay no mind to the demons, they fill you with fear. The trouble, it might drag you down. If you get lost, you can always be found. Just know you're not alone. I'm gonna make this place your home.
Come on, Andrew. Get off the mic. I love that part. I love it when you go.
I don't know if everyone else.
It's okay. People can be loosened up a little.
Yeah,
You give you give other people permission to let loose.
Hopefully that's just as simple as replacing that nut on the top. Oh, it's a. But the jack is easy to replace.
The wire got pulled, and so this fell down. I'm gonna take this off.
Thank you, Ben.
Absolutely.
Sunday.
Appreciate that appreciation. I love hearing that. I like words of affirmation.
Me too.
Do you? Okay, because I'm very happy.
Thanks.
I appreciate
Yeah, I was in there,
it.
and then the wire got pulled, so it just
And
kind
the
of. You
challenge
guys got
comes from it too. It makes me want
It was underneath the ramp.
the right kind of job.
It's the challenge for all of us. Like,
Yeah, that one held up.
tradition and new stuff they learn, which kind of embody with them. Tradition.
You know, Amanda was saying something about how she appreciates how you are so, how you have the ability to recognize.
The winning chili.
She didn't say anything specific about it, but that she was in the community. And I said, I see what it is. Because there is so much newness and weirdness going on in this generation for you. I don't feel like whether or not I would be nervous, it's frazzled. you have an ability to make us all feel like, do whatever you want to do, it's okay. And that's very, very hard to do. I really appreciate it.
Very specific.
We're glad you're here.
I love it when the band plays. I mean, I love it when the choir sings. I love music. It's all good. But I secretly had a dream that I would make a congregation with a band. And with that, it might have been one of the selling points.
Was it?
No.
From listening to a couple people that used to play with us all the time, James and I, and a drummer and another bass player used to play with us. One of them moved out of town, and the other one left the congregation. But we would love to get back to that place. Because when you have a full band like that, it's easy to move in and out.
Yeah.
Have other people who are playing.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to it.
Makes it more flexible that way, for sure. Hey, Maria. How are you? Nice to meet you. I wish we had less.
Yeah, I could see you on that first one, like something's going on. I can tell. As it was happening? Oh my gosh.
Thank you. I appreciated all the people.
Yeah, that was fun. I didn't even know it was happening. I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm like, oh, what's happening?
Sorry, guys, you can unmute now.
All right. There we go.
Yeah.
Can you see this whiteboard? Like, I don't know if
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, feel free to doodle on that. Can anybody else do anything with it?
I think I sent a reply, but I don't see it.
I see I can. Somebody put that on there.
Yeah, I put that on there.
Cool.
I pressed on the text option and then it opened a text bar.
We can do all sorts of stuff with this. Yeah, cool.
Huh. I'm on my phone. I can't figure out how to mark on there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this on?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Ann.
All right, grab a sandwich and then come down front. We're going to have a quick, I promise it will be, VUU Jazz coffee conversation. This is just a conversation. Come on down. We will celebrate the election by eating a sandwich.